Hey guys, I just wanted to take a quick video and give you an update on my 1994 Toyota Land Cruiser. I know it's been a little while since I did my last video and just kind of wanted to show you guys what's been new and what I've been doing. I'm actually here in Arizona and I'm in a famous spot where there's just a bunch of people on the road trying to take a picture, my family being one of them. And so I decided I'm going to use this time to give you guys an update on what's new, what's been happening, and all that. So actually, I just drove this thing from San Diego to Moab, Utah. Took it some pretty sweet off-roading trails, and she's been running really good. A few things that needs to work on, but that really exposed some of the things that have been missing for this old truck. But so far, have had a solid trip, and tell you a little bit more about that. Things I've come to find about the truck compared to my Tacoma, as well as my FJ Cruiser and other vehicles. So here we go. So you guys know tires being an important thing when it comes to vehicle upgrades. I did a lot of maintenance as well in the motor, and a lot of it being sorry about the drone. A lot of it being the belts, as well as my oil pump seal and some of these hoses here. As you can see, some of these hoses are cracking and old, so I need to replace a lot more hoses than I thought, and I'll be doing that as soon as I get home. So hoping that none of it budges. Got a new battery in there as well, and stole these Quadratec headlights from the Jeep I had, and stole my Warren winch from the Tacoma, and it looks good so far. So these Quadratec lights have been such a game changer. I know they're white, but these have been really good for just making sure you're able to see wide cornering because it is flood. Yeah, so that's been sweet. And then the Warren winch just gives you reassurance for any time you get to go off-road. Yeah. And then I did adjust the brake proportioning valve in the back, and that did make a huge difference with braking capabilities right there. Outside of that, I think she's almost done. Sliders, had those welded on. I got my roof rack. I do have a 5th spare, and same rim with same tire, Falcon Wild Peaks. I'm gonna rotate these as much as I can to get the lights done. I did notice before my trip I had loose bearings, and so it had a little bit of a play with the wheel lifted up, and from north, well, it just going from this way. Definitely could tell, so I tightened those before my trip. Thankfully, did not burn out my bearings. Checked all my fluids with the knuckles, and looked great, looked just fine. No mixing with the gear oil and the knuckle grease. Also refilled my front axle diff. And then probably gonna change out fluids for the transmission, the transfer case, and re-grease all the joints, spider joints, axle joints in there. And definitely gonna give her a good wash. So next thing is do a little bit of maintenance. I do take this a lot more off-roading than all of my cars. And now that I only have one off-road vehicle, this one being my primary adventure / go to the mountains and do everything else, changing out the air filter at least once a year is good. But yeah, 1,000 miles off-road already plus, and have experienced 0 issues It's been good. No leaks for now. Oh, and then I did the power steering pump over here. It's brand new with brand new power steering hoses. Changed the oil filter and oil before we left for our trip. And I think that's it. Yeah, it's been a rad week up in Moab area. Took the long way through Page to get to Moab. Added some extra miles, got some extra off-roading in, and yeah. Sorry about that video that just got cut off. As I mentioned, I'm on a trip with my family, so I'm just trying to make these videos when I can. My family's out there, and they're just enjoying the views. And while they're enjoying the views, I decided to, hey, I continue on with the video that I was missing out on. But yeah, so the usability of a truck platform on an SUV, I just think has been a better fit for my needs, for my family, but as well as just the things I need it to do. This does have the factory OEM hitch, so if I did need to decide and use more of a trailer, that there is that option. I guess the sad thing is I can't put two bikes in the back of this Land Cruiser. I could only put like a Joe hauler and tow my bike in the back, just mine. But honestly, I mean, I don't really take anybody else's bike anyways, and usually I just meet up with people in the desert, so, or I use their truck, so it doesn't really matter too much. And yeah, so the thing I like about this compared to my other setups, compared to the FJ and the Tacoma, is the fact that you do have the extra off-road capability to get to places with the better articulation found in the straight axle here. So that is just a huge plus. Now, is it necessary for most of everything I do off-road? No. And actually, I think it's a little bit of an overkill. 99% of the trails I can make on my Tacoma and my FJ, I can, or 99% of the things I can make on this Land Cruiser, I can also make in my FJ and my Tacoma. But when it does come to higher articulation, where the truck is flexing a lot more, I do notice the difference and the stability that you can find with the Land Cruiser. Now, its off-road behavior, amazing. But its on-road behavior, not so great because of the straight axle, front and rear, where you would have the independent front suspension in the front with the Tacoma and the FJ, and you have better road manners with that independent front suspension, and it does make a difference. If it's your daily driver, it makes sense to go with the Tacoma. If this is your only vehicle, it is not the most comfortable, and it does not like to turn on speeds it's not comfortable with, and it clearly shows that with the body roll. Now, I guess I could put more stiffer suspension or add a thicker sway bar and make it feel more flat, but at the same time, it's just kind of killing the purpose of the flexibility off-road. So, yeah, but with this setup, I feel like with my Toyota Camry being my daily driver and this being my off-roader, adventure car, family car, everything all around, it does its job very well. Like I said, mountain passes, I think I said this on the video, mountain passes is a little bit tougher than normal with this car than the other Tacoma and the FJ I had, but it's not unbearable. And I don't know why people say it's just absolutely terrible. And it's bad to a certain extent. I got a little bit of ice in there. It's bad to a certain extent, but it's not that bad. And honestly, I think you're kind of, you get there. It might be a little bit slower, so just plan for those things when you get a truck like this. And maybe in the future, I would like to re-gear so that it could retain a better speed at those mountain passes. But for now, it's perfect. I had a truck full of things of both me, my family, all 5 of us, with the spare on the top, and I thought it performed very well, and honestly not much of a difference compared to the FJ and the Tacoma. Road manners, like I said, more comfortable for sure in the other 2 vehicles, but for here, hey, it's a little bit bumpier, but not terrible. I do think I'd eventually want to upgrade to a little bit smoother suspension. I have the Dobinsons on there right now, and yeah, from this trip, having put almost probably 1,500 miles on it now, on our way back home to San Diego tonight, it does need a little bit of work. My LSPV is leaking, so I need to do that, and terrible to have that done on a trip, but fortunately I think we should be good. LSPV is there, that little boot is leaking, and then need to get the driver's seat done, and then need to hook up my Baja Design lights here. So once that's all done, I think I'm gonna get some wide cornering here underneath the mirrors, and be all finished up. I think the paint looks great. It's all crusty, faded, and kind of patinaing itself out. But yeah, so hopefully you guys also enjoy the view. Hope you liked it. Like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you want, honestly. Could care less. This is not a paid ad. All the stuff I've put on here is paid by me. All the work actually I've done on this vehicle is by me as well, outside of a few fabrication things. So yeah, if you like the video, love to hear more what you think, what videos you guys want to see, and also yeah, if you guys have anything to say or ask, feel free.